Hi Taurus, thank you so much and welcome to your May 2018 general reading. We're going to start with a little bit with astrology at first, and then we're going to go into the tarot readings. If you guys haven't seen the series 1 spring equinox video, I would highly recommend watching that. If you guys want to discuss anything about it, it's an open forum. We can all talk about it. If you guys have anything you guys want to share, it'd be greatly appreciated. So, first of all, happy birthday, and I hope that you are really enjoying your season right now, Taurus. During this time, you're going to start seeing that people are following your pattern. Taurus is the persistent provider of the zodiac. This is the sign that helps us seek security. And during this time, we enjoy healthy pleasures and we are more capable of getting the job done. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the star sign that represents love, commitment, marriage. Also, they appreciate both the physical and the material comfort, luxury, beauty, high quality goods, and they thrive on anything which pleases the senses. During this time, people will be more in production, and they will put that energy into power, but they must be really careful as they should not become very controlling. During this time, we will be more naturally attuned to nature, and we will be more practical, and we will have to learn how to be patient. So during this time, we're going to have to process being patient, but we're going to be working more towards our goals. As we move away from April, we're going to learn how to reset. We're going to learn how to recalibrate, recharge from life's circumstances. You will find it much easier if you take a trip to nature, especially you, Taurus. For you, it's so healing for you to be out there in nature, especially with your family. I think you guys would really enjoy that. And as you move away from April, you'll notice that you're bringing out your inner hidden self. You're going to go, the more deeper that you go in and you bring that out to the surface, you are going to notice that you are going to be soaring much higher, and you're going to be much happier the more you're open and honest about who you individually are. And through that path, once you explain who you individually are, you will find other paths to get through other hurdles. So it's not going to be a straight path. It is going to sometimes be like a roller coaster through this energy. I will, however, share and guide you on how to map everything out, so that way you can kind of see at which point of the month to watch out for, so that way you don't get too worried. But I want to be that extra pair of binoculars, so that way I can show you exactly if it is dark, so that way you can see what is going on during this time. The best thing that you're going to do at the end of this month is you're going to do something where you raise your frequency. You're going to become more positive, and you're going to find different ways to become positive. You're going to find other ways to self-medicate yourself in a way that is more natural, in a way that is more healing and more progressive for you and the people that are around you. During this time, Uranus is in Taurus, and it's also in Aries. So you're going to feel like you need a clean break with the past. In some respect, it is signaled by the cycle that you just began during this time. You're going to realize what you need. You're going to realize what kind of freedom you need, what kind of independence you need. You're going to be shattering your old modes. Your old molds. And there are things that energize you that will start taking priority in your life. And but at the same time, you're going to understand how to be practical, and you're going to combine it with a powerful drive in your life as this new cycle has recently begun. You're going to be taking new innovative ways and new concepts, making them real and practical will be your strongest suit. And getting stuck in the mud will be avoided at all costs. So you're going to be more focused on being financially savvy. You're going to focus more on your intuitiveness, and there's going to be a worldly genius about it when you work with others, especially. So the moon is in Sagittarius, and that's going to happen from May 15th till June 12th. And that is to call to adventure and initiation to greater truth and freedom. And you're going to be opposing the feeling of duality. So you're going to take more risk. You're going to feel like you can take more adventure. And you're going to start thinking, instead of in terms of two ways, you're going to try to focus on merging those two thoughts into a single thought. So that way you can illuminate what your soul's wisdom is and what your own future and what you want to create out of that future. You're going to want to create a future that is filled with love, vulnerability, and truth. And you're going to start seeing this pattern going more towards that direction, Taurus. There will be a new moon on Tuesday, May 15th. A new moon represents the end of one cycle and the beginning of another new cycle that lasts for 28 days, and this will last until June 12th. It's going to start something new, and you're going to start seeing yourself break away from old patterns. So you're going to get that feeling around May 15th of whatever patterns you want to break. And then you're going to start noticing yourself snapping into that pattern on May 29th, which is the time you would try to accomplish the things that were started on the new moon back on May 15th, carrying out what happened during that at that time. So whatever happens on May 15th, it's going to be representing an end of an old cycle, and it's going to show you the new cycle. Saturn is in Capricorn currently right now. Capricorn is also a sister earth sign to you, so this is going to be very progressive in terms of work. Saturn's transit is here to teach us to take responsibility for ourselves. And onset of a new Saturn transit, we must feel like the old, sometimes we're going to feel like the old world sometimes even the current world feels like a cold place. But when you set into that reality of, okay, it is cold, I accept that what it is, now I'm going to start working harder on making it progressive, and I'm going to take that step so that other people, I can help other people take the next step for themselves too. So because whenever you see that you are climbing an uphill battle and you consistently climbing it, you eventually succeed. And you're going to start noticing that you're going to be working towards that succession of that goal that you want to create. Perseverance is definitely rewarded during this time, so it's really important that you do not give up. The rewards are usually delayed. So when you're working with Capricorn, the results are long lasting. But the thing is that you'll have a sense that it will work because you've worked so hard for what you want, and now it's going to be built to last and grow and strengthen you. Basically, the next 3 years will feel like an uphill battle, but it is determined for success if we continue to work hard until December 17th, 2020. That is when your final, huge, biggest goal will be polished, and it will be exactly the way that you've dreamt it. If you have a niche, if you have a dream, by December 17th, 2020, you could actually, if you work through this process and you work through the timelines that I'm showing you of how to revolutionize yourself, you can actually create something that you've always dreamt of. Back in February, when you were fantasizing about becoming a millionaire or doing something amazing or helping and healing the world or having some kind of idea or goal with your family or some kind of dream that you had. If there was something that you were thinking about back in February, this can definitely culminate around December 17th, 2020, but there are going to be a lot of hurdles, and that's why we're doing astrology and tarot readings, so that way you can see how it's mapping out, so that way you can see progression in your life. So you started feeling a change on December 19th, 2017. That's when Capricorn entered Saturn. And during that time, you're going to have cycles of achievement and maturity. When Saturn forms a hard aspect to a personal point in our chart, we might feel that everything is slowed down. We encounter delays, frustrations, and pressures. But these times are also challenge us to face reality, thereby opening ourselves up to increased wisdom and the freedom that comes within living the truth. At the same time, Pluto will be in Saturn. So this is the creator and the destroyer, and it will be directed in the way that you argue and fight with people, and it'll also be directed in the way that you learn how to establish a secure foundation in your life. So whatever you thought was establishing you before, you're going to reconstruct different ways of thinking, and you're going to kind of notice that you're ascending to a higher and more positive way of thinking. And Jupiter is going to be in Scorpio, and that will last until the end of this year. Basically, what that means is that there will be luck and expansion and higher education of emotional depths. So you're going to go into your emotional depths, and you're going to find whatever is hidden in there, whether it's a shadow or whatever it's a gem, whatever you release out and you get rid of and you show off. Those things will heal you when you show your true inner self, Taurus. Mercury is in Aries, and basically Mercury is the messenger of God and the planet of communication, and Aries is assertiveness and confidence. So you're going to see a lot of assertiveness and confidence in the way that you give your message to the world. Now, as far as love, Venus is the planet of love, and it's concerned with all things that make people happy. This planet will value luxurious things. She'll be able to appreciate the finer things like art, jewelry, luxury cars. Venus will enjoy having delicious food, drink, and a gorgeous home. So during this time, Venus is in Gemini. So there's going to be this insatiable thirst for learning and having knowledge, and having a curious mind for love. And this will happen between April 24th till May 19th. And as of what you will find after this month, on July 12th, there will be a new solar eclipse in Cancer. And on July 13th, once this month passes through, you're going to see a lot of hurdles. You're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to grow. You're going to see the beauty in life. And especially if you take yourself back to nature, you're going to feel a lot much better. But July 13th is supposed to be a very lucky and auspicious day. So make sure that you stay positive, you stay focused, you stay goal-oriented, because even though you're going to see the ups and downs of the whatever is happening in the energy right now, you're going to see that eventually it is going to get much better and better, especially for the entire universe. A lot of things are changing in the planet. We have to go through some hurdles before we can ascend to that higher point in life. So as I start the beginning of this month, the first card that I get is the Three of Cups reversed. So Taurus, if you had any infidelity, or if your partner had any infidelity, or if there was a third party situation or some kind of interference of an extra person in your life interfering. It doesn't have to be if they were cheating. It could be like in-laws are bothering you, or it could be friends are interrupting you, or it could be coworkers that are bugging you, or something that has to do with your emotion. There's some kind of distraction or addition, or even like parties could seem annoying right now. But there's this extra thing that is distracting you that you're not allowing to distract you anymore. So either you put away the third party, or you were more truthful in what you were doing because it was too much headache of juggling, or you're just deciding that you don't want to party anymore and you just want to focus on this specific thing, or there's an extra people in your life that you don't want to deal with anymore. Whatever is happening, the beginning of May, you're releasing something that has been hindering you emotionally. So you're feeling you're feeling a sense of freedom from being able to release, because what is crossing that, what is actually helping it or even hindering it, is the Fool card. It meaning that you're taking a risk, you're taking a chance, you're delving into something new. You're not caring about jumping off the cliff, because this new cliff has a cushion and water underneath it, and you're very excited to take this step in your life, and you're thinking, man, this is going to be the next thing to what I really want to do, and this was actually my intention of making myself happy. This was what I wanted to do that was making me happy. Because honestly, Taurus, there is a air sign that you think about a lot. This person can be a Libra, an Aquarius, or Gemini, and they're not speaking up. They're not seeing their truth. They're not either it's you who is not being communicative, or if you have someone that is in your life who is very prominent and very important in your life, most likely it could be a feminine energy. I'm not saying it's a man or a woman, but it's a feminine energy, and that could be the Aquarius, the Libra, or the Gemini. This person is not speaking in their truth. It's very hard and complicated for them to talk about how they're feeling. And I sense that there could be a sense of worry or pain or frustration or guilt or fear or something that's not able to let them talk. But whatever that's going on, there is a sense of not being able to talk. And if they are going to talk, that it's possible that they could say something sharp, but I feel like they're not unable to do it. And in the distant past, I believe that this person, whoever this person is attached by the contract of something. Most likely it could be the contract of business, or the contract, most likely I feel like the contract of marriage, Taurus. And it really, the most thing that really frustrates you the most right now is the lack of having the ability of having communication. That is the most thing that is bothering you right now, because there are some risks that you want to take that could definitely make you inspired, that definitely can make you happy, but the lack of communication is the most frustrating part of this. Because there's something inside of you that feels like you have this, just recently something happened and somebody just gave you this feeling of just this love, this big feeling of love. And it's not like the level of a queen love. It's like level of a king love. It's this feeling of this joy. There was a moment in some time recently in the past, and you just experienced the presence of being and feeling love. And it doesn't have to be a romantic love. It could be like the love of a child, or even a new romantic love that you haven't experienced in a long time. But I feel like you have been kind of shut out in feeling of this expansion of love, and this feeling of this new expansion of love has recently resided in you, and it's like at a king level. Like, you can't believe how much love you could feel right now, and that was just in the recent past. Because of that situation, the Ten of Swords has reversed. So as you start feeling this sensation of love, this feeling of love will develop even more and more, and it'll grow increasingly as time goes by. And the more you let it go, I start seeing that the anxiety is starting to remove from you. You're going to start feeling that the pain that you used to worry about, the suffering that you used to worry about, is going to start releasing, because you're not really focused more on what had happened in the past. And it's because of this feeling of generosity, of love and kindness between brotherhood and friendliness, and even romantic love. It can inspire you so much to the point that you let go of all of your anxieties and fears. Like, you feel like you've accomplished something because you've gained this love in your life. You gain this recent awareness about how love works. And but in the near future, I feel like there's something that's dead that you're not allowing to die. So it could be that maybe you had a marriage that was not progressing in the past, and you're not letting go of the hurt, so that way you guys can restart this May. Because there is a possibility that in your relationship, you guys have been on the rocks for a long time, and either you have to accept what has happened in the past and start a new chapter, or you must find a new partner, start a new chapter with the new person. So if you're not allowing, or it could be that you're not allowing a death that had happened in your life to be accepted. This month in May, in the middle of the month, on May 15th, around that time, there's going to be a death and there's going to be a rebirth, okay? You're going to come to the realization that it is what it is. This person that is in my life is not a perfect person, but either I will choose to help them evolve as a human being, or they drain me so much that I need to find a new person, or I need to find something else to keep me busy with, so that way I will never deal with this kind of situation again. This will be the month that you decide, do I accept this kind of shit or do I not accept this kind of shit? And is this a person that will help me spiritually grow? Because next year, when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, it will be a completely spiritual year. And that will be the domino effect for 12 years. So right now, yeah, you're focusing on your finances. Yeah, you're focusing on your income and your prosperity and your hidden beliefs and your secrets coming out and your secret desires coming out and, you know, getting your emotional fulfillment. That's what this year is about. But once this is all cleaned up and all the bad juju is gone, spiritually, what do you want for yourself? Do you see yourself with the people that you're around if you were fully 100% on a spiritual level? Where do you see yourself taking yourself if you were at the most 100% peak of happiness at your spiritual level, in your position of spirituality? Do you see yourself hanging around with the same people that you hung around with before? So from now until next year, that's the process that you're going to be working on. But in May, you're gonna really realize what you want and what you don't want. This is going to be the death and rebirth of the month, so that way you can start transitioning into a real you by next year. And that real you is not going to be hidden anymore. There's parts of you that you hide in front of people, and people are very excited about what you can offer, especially intellectually, emotionally, even that house that you created full of luxury and beauty and love. People want to visit it and share it with you and have coffee with you and have tea with you and bring food there for you and have potluck with you. And we want to come to that house and we want to celebrate with you. But we cannot do it unless you allow forgiveness in your life, and you forgive those that have hurt you, and you come to this place of brotherhood and you shake the hands of every person that has hurt you, or find a new source of way of forgiveness where people still learn how to blossom and be positive in their life, where you do not take yourself in the cycles of pain and hurt anymore. Taurus, it's really important that whatever is killing you, you let that die. Whatever is progressing you, you let that increase, because the longer you show people that you're frustrated, the longer that you are secretly depressed or upset, other people will be hindered too, because when they see that you're happy, they will be inspired to make a change for themselves. So it's really important that you lead in a way where you show others that it's not weird to do what you're doing, because you could actually be a leader and show them that, you know what, I took a risk, I took a chance, and this is what makes me strong, because I don't do it like you guys, I do it differently. And when you show that to others, then it's that push that you have and that stubbornness that you have to dream a big dream and to end up in luxury that way is what inspires some of us sometimes, especially when we dream to have something financial. So when you push through and you have all of your luxuries met and you have the love of your life, because you are inspired by finances and you are also inspired by love. Like, you are one of the biggest, you and Libra, you and me, you guys are the biggest cheerleaders for that. You want to see alliances with everybody. You also want to be a truthful person. You know, there's nothing more freeing than feeling like that. And because once you're truthful, everybody loves your style anyways. I mean, when you're at your ultimate self, when you're happy and you wear all those stylish clothes and you look all GQ, we naturally flock to you. You're just so gorgeous inside and out. And we want to have that persona too sometimes. So you're like you're like someone that really people could look up to, as far as having ambition, as far as having goals, as far as having a good taste in clothes or buying things, or just that love you provide is something that's just amazing, you know? And once you let go of everything that had happened before and you start looking at it with fresh new eyes, And it will be much easier once you do things that will help you meditate or make you feel better. You'll start noticing that your family life is even getting better. You'll start noticing that people are starting to come back together. And that is going to be when you start noticing that your inner life, when you start healing yourself, because if you watch my spring equinox video, I was talking about healing yourself first down to the smallest um, molecule, and then going outside of that and fixing. Then after you fix yourself, then you fix the family that's within your house or the people that live with you, and then the family that's outside of that, the friends that are outside of that, the community that's outside of that, the city that's outside of that, the state, the country, and so on and so on. You start from the smallest thing. You heal that. You make that feel good. You make that feel welcoming. You make that feel like it's an oasis. You turn your home, your bedroom, into an oasis. When you do that, and then you invite people over, they will be inspired by you, so that way they can recreate that at home. And after you create that home, the next step is that you'll notice that the love that you have is already there. You start seeing this most beautiful, flourishing love. It's like, oh my goodness. It is, when you let go and you start like getting on the path that you need to, and you start making your home such a beautiful and peaceful environment, and you start seeing that every single person in your home is satisfied, they do nothing but want to satisfy you more. You start feeling like your cup is overflowing. And that's the next card that I get, because on this next cycle, after your home starts being in peace, you're going to start feeling that love inside of your home overflowing, especially with the person that you're in love with, especially the person that you keep around, that person that always stays around, that person that always loves you. That person, they're gonna start offering you a huge cup of love, and you're gonna start doing the same thing for them. You're gonna start seeing that you had everything already, but it was within. It was within you, changing your own environment from the smallest molecule, from your inner own self. You had created something so beautiful from just the changes that you made. And after you get everything that you want, I see you at the end of the month resting and contemplating and realizing the journey that you took. This beautiful journey that you took to get to this point. So as I say this, I have a feeling that you might forget. So I'm going to do a little bit of recap, okay? So that way you understand what's going on in this month. You're going to see a lot of changes. There's going to be a full moon, and you're going to see changes on the 15th and the 29th. What's going to happen is around, in the beginning of the month, you're not going to feel like celebrating, because there's going to be there's an extra source of annoyance in your life that you need to remove. You're going to take a risk that's going to help you feel better. There's a contract that is a good contract, but you're kind of taking it possibly for granted, because there's a person that has sharp words, but recently they haven't been communicating. But you want to offer love, or they're recently been wanting to offer love, or there's somebody in your life that's been recently offering love that inspired you to lose your anxiety. When that happened, it gave you a rebirth. It helped you let go of all the pain that you had been holding on to for a long time. Once that pain is gone, you're going to start noticing a happy home. When you notice and you start being grateful for that happy home, you are going to be offering love, and your lover will be offering generous amounts of love to you, so much to the point that your cup is running, overflowing with love. At the end of the month, you will be contemplating, like, how the hell did I get here? How is this such a beautiful journey? You're going to put down the swords as you go through July. You're going to, you're not going to feel like you have to charge hard anymore, because you're going to feel like people are going to be working with you and not against you anymore after you have that time of rest, after you get all of your emotional needs met. This will be a month of letting your pain go, letting your sorrow go. And you've actually, whatever devastation that you have gone through was a transitional point, so that way you can hire yourself. Because at the end of the month, when you take that rest from this journey, It's going to put you back in gear of letting go all of the sharpness, letting go of all the negativity, destruction that you had made, and you're going to start slowly progressing towards working hard for the next 3 years into culminating something magical, something successful, and something beautiful. But persistence will be the key. So this is how the story is playing out right now, Taurus. It's totally up to you on what you decide to do. It is just my job to show you, enlighten you on the light path, on the path of light, on the path of heaven, of how you can get your desires met. So please continue to like, share, and subscribe, Taurus. And I will be back at the end of the month so that way we can talk about what has happened with all of the signs, with all the zodiacs together. We'll show you what the culmination of the entire month was. And I hope that this brings you a journey to healing. I hope that this brings you a journey to progression and that everything that you need. And on the times that you are depressed, I have left some videos that will help you evolve. There could be things that I have posted maybe that you don't agree with, but it was just videos to help you enlighten, to show you different aspects of how the world is thinking and feeling. And maybe if there's some enlightenment that we can share together, because I love to share journeys of stories, of positive journeys and stories. So if there's something that you would love to share with me that is positive and healing, I really do welcome it, Taurus. I really, really do. If there's a dream that you've had since February that you haven't been able to share, I'd like to create a community for you. And these people that are responding on this chapter of Taurus for May, we'll have a discussion for you that you guys can all have together. We could all have it together. Maybe there's something that you guys are experiencing in pain, and through it together, maybe some of you guys are evolving faster. Maybe you could share to the Tauruses that are struggling right now, that cannot find a path, that cannot find a way. So Taurus, if you found your journey and you're seeing a lot of enlightenment right now, please share with us. Please show us your journey. Let us know what you've done to heal yourself. We're very intrigued by you. And especially when you're at your higher point in your life, when you've evolved and your frequency is so high, oh my goodness, like you are just like a moth. We as humans are moth to a flame to you, because you're just so beautiful. It's not about just how gorgeous you are on the outside, because most of you guys are just beautiful on the outside, but in the inside you guys are also beautiful too. And I wish that you guys would have more courage to really let everybody explore that too with you, because it's not an end all be all, but I'd love for you guys to share with us your journey, so that way we can share with you our journeys. We'd love to explore with you. You guys are such a dynamic sign, and it's something that I really always appreciate about you guys. So again, I would love to hear your comments, and if you'd like to leave anything, please go ahead and do so, and I would love to see you guys again at the end of the month. Thank you again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful month. Take care.